welcome to Daily Dictation. Today we are talking about the topic of family, and this video is for a high intermediate English speaker. This is an interactive video, so I hope you have a piece of paper and a pencil ready or an empty document that you can type in, because for this video, you are going to practice your listening skills and your writing skills. I'm going to read 5 sentences to you, and you will write them down exactly how you hear them by applying the correct spelling, grammar, capitalization, and punctuation, which seems a little bit tricky, but it will get easier the more you practice. This is really good if you are thinking about taking a proficiency exam such as IELTS, CELPIP, TOEFL, or PTE, or anything like that, because you will need to do a listening component where you may need to take detailed notes because you often only get to listen to it one time. So this will really help you with that. So let's go ahead and get started. So join me today for Daily Dictation, and join me Monday to Friday every day for Daily Dictation. There's new sentences each weekday, new topics each week, and there's 2 English levels offered. The instructions for this activity. You will need a blank piece of paper and a pencil. 5 sentences will be read. Each sentence will be read 3 times and 1 more time at the end. You have to write down each sentence to the best of your ability, and you will use your listening skills. Try your best to apply the correct spelling, punctuation, and capitalization as you write down each sentence. We're going to see numbers 1 through 5 show up on the screen. So please write these numbers down on a piece of paper. Each number represents one of the sentences that I will read. We're going to start with number 1. Number 1. The convivial family dinner helped the in-laws feel included in the family's social life and traditions. The convivial family dinner helped the in-laws feel included in the family's social life and traditions. The convivial family dinner helped the in-laws feel included in the family's social life and traditions. Number 2. The spitting image of her grandfather and the new baby highlighted the family's strong hereditary traits and connections. The spitting image of her grandfather and the new baby highlighted the family's strong hereditary traits and connections. The spitting image of her grandfather and the new baby highlighted the family's strong hereditary traits and connections. Number 3. Discovering their ancestors' history gave the clan a sense of pride and a deeper understanding of their heritage. Discovering their ancestors' history gave the clan a sense of pride and a deeper understanding of their heritage. Discovering their ancestors' history gave the clan a sense of pride and a deeper understanding of their heritage. Number 4. The sense of kinship grew stronger as the family lived under the same roof because they shared everyday experiences. The sense of kinship grew stronger as the family lived under the same roof because they shared everyday experiences. The sense of kinship grew stronger as the family lived under the same roof because they shared everyday experiences. Number 5. Embracing parenthood was made easier by the shared values that both partners brought into their family life. Embracing parenthood was made easier by the shared values that both partners brought into their family life. Embracing parenthood was made easier by the shared values that both partners brought into their family life. Now I will read each sentence one more time, starting with sentence number 1. The convivial family dinner helped the in-laws feel included in the family's social life and traditions. Number 2. The spitting image of her grandfather in the new baby highlighted the family's strong hereditary traits and connections. Number 3. Discovering their ancestors' history gave the clan a sense of pride and a deeper understanding of their heritage. Number 4. The sense of kinship grew stronger as the family lived under the same roof because they shared everyday experiences. Number 5. Embracing parenthood was made easier by the shared values that both partners brought into their family life. All right, great job, everyone. I know we wrote down the sentences well. We're going to get ready to check our answers. So if the video is a little bit too fast or I was speaking a little bit too fast, you can listen again. And if you want to, you can adjust the playback speed in the settings of the video to make it go slower. You can also check the description for timestamps, and this will help you listen to specific sentence numbers again. If you feel like you got everything the first time, you don't need to listen again. That's okay. We're going to get ready to check our answers here. Starting with number 1. The convivial family dinner helped the in-laws feel included in the family's social life and traditions. So, we're going to break down this sentence. The family dinner is the subject, and the convivial family dinner, convivial is an adjective, so let's just add it to describe the family dinner. Helped is our main verb. The in-laws, that's the object of our sentence. And here's more information. Feel included in the family social life and traditions. So here they have an apostrophe S to talk about who possesses or who owns the social life and traditions. Who does the tradition and social life belong to? The family. So that apostrophe S shows us this. We know that we have ED because it is simple past tense that it is portrayed in. Now let's have a look at number 2. The spitting image of her grandfather and the new baby highlighted the family's strong hereditary traits and connections. So the spitting image of her grandfather and the new baby, that whole thing is like the subject. It's so long, it's a noun phrase. Like many words come together, they act like a noun. So this is an example of that. You'd have to remember some spelling. Spitting image. Now, not always, but really commonly, if you are going to add ing at the end of a word that ends in a consonant, oftentimes you need a double consonant. So again, if you're adding ing on a word like spit, that usually ends in a consonant, T, you're actually going to add a double consonant, which is why there's 2 T's here. This is a rule that's really helpful because it comes in a lot of words in English. It's really common. And when you're spelling it, like me, for example, if I'm spelling a word with 2 consonants, I'll say spit, ting. So I'm pronouncing the T twice when I'm sounding it out to remind myself that there is 2 T's in there. Spit, ting, 2 T's. Image, this one's a little bit tricky too because there's an AGE and sometimes the GE makes a J sound and doesn't sound like it. This is the way it should be spelt. Grandfather is one word because it's one person. Highlighted is one word because it's one verb. So highlight is one word. We're not going to put high as one word and lighted as another word. No, it's one word. Again, here we have that punctuation. We have an apostrophe here and S to show who owns the hereditary traits and connections. The family owns the hereditary traits and connections. Let's have a look at number 3. Discovering their ancestors' history gave the clan a sense of pride and a deeper understanding of their heritage. Again, just like we had image before with the GE, heritage has that GE as well, which is a little bit tricky to remember. Discovering their ancestors' history. Now, ancestors, we've seen this before. It's a little bit tricky. You should split it up as ancestors, like this, to help you really sound it out and really help you remember that it's CES in the middle, because if you just sound it out, the CE is going to sound like an S and then your spelling is not going to be right. So you want to split it up into smaller bits so you can remember the letters and the letter order. Now, here you do see an apostrophe here. Why? Usually it's apostrophe S. Well, when we end in an S, we don't add apostrophe in another S because that's weird to say. Ancestors is, how do we say that? It doesn't make sense for us to say it like that. And you know, in English, we are so lazy. We don't want to waste our time pronouncing things well. So in that case, we are not going to put 2 S's. We're going to put the apostrophe here, and that's it. So whenever a noun ends in an S and you need to make it possessive, you're just going to put 1 apostrophe after that, not S apostrophe S. That won't work. Let's have a look at the next one. The sense of kinship grew stronger as the family lived under the same roof because they shared everyday experiences. So kinship is exactly how it sounds. If it's tricky, split up into 2. Kinship. Sense. For this one, it might be hard because you might think, oh my goodness, is it S or is it C here? It's S. Sense has 2 S's. So if you need to practice this one, you totally should. You're stronger as a family because they shared everyday experiences. This word everyday. This word is tricky because sometimes we have it split up as 2 words every day, and sometimes we have it as 1 word like this. We make it 1 word when it's used as an adjective. In this case, it's modifying experiences, is telling us what kind of experiences they are. So for example, this is an adjective. So we join it together every day. Now, if you say something like this, and you're using it to describe how often something's happening, and you're saying each and every day, then you're not using it as an adjective anymore. You are going to make it 2 words. So you can say shared everyday experiences, but if you switch the order, I have new experiences every day, and you're talking about how often you have the new experiences, then you don't need to make this 1 word. This is an adjective that means typical, normal, or average. So that's what everyday means here, is typical, normal, or average, everyday experiences. If you say, I have new experiences average, that doesn't make any sense anymore. So you're no longer using this as an adjective, which means you're going to split it up into 2 words. Embracing parenthood was made easier by the shared values that both partners brought into their family life. All right, so I think some of the most difficult words here could be embracing and brought. Parenthood, we have to remember it's 2 words. We usually put the suffix hood at the end of a word to talk about a different stage in life. We say adulthood, childhood, parenthood. These all talk about different stages in your life. So we put this word at the end to talk about different stage. We usually don't make up our own words with this. There's only words that exist. So for example, if you say new job hood, that's not going to make sense. We're just making up this word. We can't do that. But parenthood, it's already a word. We can use that. So this is some of the spelling for some of the words that we've been studying this week, and a little bit of a breakdown of some of the grammar, some spelling tricks, understanding possessive and apostrophes and things like that. Every day, if we split up the words or if we leave it one word, what's the difference? So in this week, we're talking about family, and we're going to focus on these words that are bold. Let's have a closer look at these words. So the words that we're focusing on are in-laws, clan, convivial, kinship, parenthood, hereditary, ancestors, shared values, spitting image, under the same roof. So make sure you understand the meaning of these words and how to use them in your own sentences, whether you're writing or speaking, and find synonyms for them, look at them in different word forms, and so on, especially because the topic of family, really common in proficiency exams. So if you're studying for a proficiency exam, these are really good words to know. They're really quite advanced words as well. So it looks like you have a good range of vocabulary if you use these words correctly. Besides that, we are all finished for today. Keep on doing your best, keep on studying your English, trying your best, and I'll see you next time. Bye.